Hey guys, it's DeAnn Dillard here with the Success Podcast, and I'm here with Carlos German. Carlos is a best-selling author. He was named by Forbes magazine as the ninja of real estate in Realtors 30 Under 30. This year, Carlos's team is going to hit about 80 million in production. And you have a team with our group worldwide of about 1,800 agents. Is that correct?
1,900 agents. We already crossed 80 million. I think we may end up close to 90 million for the year.
Wow.
200 transactions is our goal. I think we need like one or two more to close here before the end of the year. But having a ton of fun, helping a lot of people find their home or sell their home, and helping partners globally.
That's incredible. Well, I'm sure you weren't always named the ninja of real estate, right?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Well, tell us a little bit about your story, about your journey here.
Yeah, well, it's funny you ask about the ninja title, because one of the things for me that I've always focused on is culture. And a culture of differentiation is something that to me has always been important. I didn't just want to be another agent, another realtor. So I started identifying myself as the ninja of real estate. Okay, so
you self-titled.
Yeah, it was self-titled. So I put it in my email signature. I used to market myself that way. And then as my business started growing and, I became more successful, I got an opportunity to be on Forbes magazine. They did a 2-page article in the magazine about success. And the last question the lady asked me, the lady that interviewed me, she asked me, what's this thing about ninja? What's this all about? Like, you call yourself the ninja. I was like, well, it's about holding myself to a higher standard. Because as an agent, there's so many agents, and a client can differentiate from one agent to the other. I wanted the client to feel like I was holding myself to a higher standard. I was doing something cocky. I was doing something edgy. It's like my clients would tell me, what's this all about? Ninja real estate. You better be damn good if you're going to call yourself the ninja of real estate. I was like, that's exactly what I want you to expect. And that's what I'm going to deliver. So it would hold me to a high standard. And the lady from Forbes, she loved that. She was like, oh, that's amazing. So, it's all about holding yourself to a higher standard, blah, blah, blah. And to my surprise, they used that as the title for the article. They put the ninja of real estate on, the article. And it was really cool. Humble beginnings. I sold 3 houses my first year, only 3 full time. I think the second year I only sold 6 or 7 houses, so not that better. But I found in that journey that surrounding myself with the right people, investing in myself, and just focusing on adding value to people's lives was what I was kind of missing and not hitting the mark on. And when I focused on those things, my business blew up, and I sold 29 houses my 3rd year. Now, mind you, this is in Orlando, Florida. And my average price at that time was like 135 or 40,000. It was in the middle of the foreclosure crisis when I started my real estate journey. So it's a little bit about me. Now I am with eXp Realty, and have, a great ton of fun there, having a lot of fun with amazing leaders like you. We get to mastermind, share ideas, collaborate, and do big things together. I'm loving it.
It's an incredible model.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so you're saying you sold 3 houses in your first year and 6 houses in your second year. Yes, that's difficult to live on, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, no overnight success. Definitely. It tells you, right? Don't quit. Don't stay the course. I was living in an empty apartment. My girlfriend, who is my wife now, so I didn't screw that up.
Nice.
She was supporting the household, and I'm from the Dominican Republic. She also came from the Dominican Republic, but she had just arrived from the Dominican Republic. She didn't even know English, so she was cleaning houses to support us while I was trying to be a full-time realtor and selling 3 sales. I mean, I don't think it was even $500,000 in volume. So yeah, definitely rough start.
Yeah, so I talk to agents a lot, new agents getting their start, and sometimes it takes them 6 months to get their first deal. And I feel like they should be able to, if they plug into the right systems, they should be able to get going in like 90 days, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's what I experience now. And it was that for me once I plugged into the right system, right?
Right.
I wasted a lot of time my first couple of years because I was not following a proven model. If you follow a proven model, if you plug into the right community, if you're mentored properly, your business can go up very, very quickly. And, I have agents now. I have one agent. This is his second year. He's going to do about 70 transactions
in his
second year.
Wow. That's incredible. And I think if you need to really pay attention to who you partner with, right? Because when I started, I just went with who was known in the area, but they didn't have systems for new agents. They didn't have, repeatable, guaranteed systems for people. So I think that's super important for who you partner with.
Yeah.
Yep. So we're talking about substantial growth today. And I love this time of year because like the new year, we get to like have new goals, right? Everybody in our business is thinking about what they're going to do for the next year. So we talk a lot about helping people double their business. What do you think are some of the strategies if you're speaking to the average agent out there who wants to double their business? What would you tell them?
Oh man, the first thing you need to make sure is that you're climbing up against the right wall, on the right ladder, because a lot of people spin their wheels and they just don't realize they're going in the wrong direction. Okay, and again, that was me. I was working hard, like I was pushing hard, but I was doing it in the wrong strategies, the wrong things. I mean, the number one thing that you need to develop as a real estate agent is market knowledge in whatever area you're trying to improve, right? So let's say you're a brand new agent. Well, you need to know your market, you need to know your product, you need to know the client, the ideal client that you're going for. And that's the foundational fact. If you don't know who those people are, how are you going to offer them service? If you don't know the market, your product, if you cannot articulate the value, then how are you going to properly sell? We are salespeople first and foremost. Yeah, we're helping people accomplish their goal, no question about it, but we are here to sell and support. So that's one thing. Now, when you think about a business, the next step is, okay, you need to have people that want to work with you. Right? You need to lead generate. That's where I did a massive shift in my business. And instead of just hoping and praying that I would get a client, I got intentional in generating clients. And that's where I think people need to invest a lot of energy, a lot of time, and mastering lead generation. That's really the number one key. And it doesn't matter how you do it. If you want sellers, okay, well, there are so many strategies to master lead generation on the seller side. Just focus on that. If you want buyers, focus on mastering the areas of lead generation for buyers. And once you have that funnel going in, you got to make sure you're positioning yourself as an expert in the marketplace. You got to make sure you position yourself as the niche, knowledgeable person that can get them the answers. And then you got to show up that way when they go and meet you. Otherwise, you're going to lose those clients. So positioning is very key. Okay. And by the way, I'm telling you how I did it. And you may or may not like it, but whatever. At the end of the day, I was very strategic with positioning. Before I had a team, I was calling myself a team. Yeah, I have a lender, I have a title, I have an inspector. I don't care. My website, I got a 1-800 number, which is $10 a month, and I put it on my website. I had a whole calling system. For listings, dial 1. For buyers, dial 2. They all went to me.
I'll go to you.
Made me look bigger, more
Right.
professional, more as an expert, and that positioning builds trust. Remember, people want to do business with those they know, like, and trust.
Right.
Okay, so that positioning is very key, and then you want to figure out, how you're going to generate business. So find your funnel, find your oil well, find your strategy. For me, it was online lead generation through a website. All right, but it varies for people. So I'll take a kind of a pause there, DeAnn, so that if you need me to break things down a little bit before I keep moving on.
Absolutely. I was going to ask you that because I know that everybody wants to know about lead generation, right? That's like the key in our business. And a lot of times the brokers aren't sharing that information with their team necessarily, like how to show them how to get their own leads. And then definitely other agents are not sharing their secrets. And I know that you are different. You're out there and you share everything.
Yeah.
So could you break it down a little bit and share what works in lead generation?
Absolutely. And, I'm very, very strategic with this process. Okay. So it's not only throw money at the wall and see what sticks. All right. You gotta be very, exactly. You gotta be very strategic. So when it comes to lead generation, you gotta understand what it is that we're doing. Okay. The process, why does a person decide to call you? That's when they become a lead, right? When they decide to call you. Well, the most important thing you need to know is you have to have a message to market match. Okay, M square, message to market match. How does that work? Well, you gotta understand your community. You have to understand who you're targeting. Remember, we talked about that earlier on. So, for example, if for me, I specialize in selling homes near Disney World. That's my specialty, right? I focus on selling homes near Disney World. So if I'm going to sell homes near Disney World, then my target are going to be people that work near Disney, that play near Disney, right? They go to vacation, have fun, they love there, or people that have a desire to move into that area, right? For whatever reason, it could be from up north, from New Jersey, New York, or, it could be from Europe. It doesn't matter. It could be somebody that wants to invest in the area because they see the economic growth, right? So that's my audience. That's my ideal client. Then where do I find them? All right. You want to make sure you have the eyeballs of the right people. Write that down. You want to have the eyeballs of the right people. So, and there's different ways to find these people. Let's say I want to post an ad on Facebook, for example. Instead of just spraying and praying on that ad on that platform, you want to target people that, hey, maybe they like Disney World, or they like the page of the number one employer in the area, or they like the golf course in the area, right? So you can target by the likes that people have in the platform. Okay. If you, for example, are in a different demographic. So I'm going to move away from my Disney stuff because I know that doesn't relate to a lot of people. But let's say your demographic is first-time home buyers, right? So, we're focusing on the market first, identifying your market. The first-time home buyer is, maybe the friends that went to school with you that now, are into jobs and want to buy their first home, or maybe you create a home buying seminar, right? That attracts first-time home buyers. You see, you're attracting that community. So find them and meet them where they're at. All right. That's another thing they want to write that down, meet them where they're at. And from there, we also got to talk about the messaging that you put out there. So once you identify your community, once you know who they are, once you know where to find them, then you gotta put the right message in front of them. Like, I'll give you an example, DeAnn. So for example, let's say, they go and they write a post on Facebook, and their audience is first-time home buyers, and they go and post an ad saying, these are the top 3 communities where first-time home buyers are buying right now and where they're getting the best deals. Follow the link to see what these communities are, right?
Yeah.
That is a message to market match. Now, let's say your audience is a first-time home buyer audience, and you post an ad saying, these are the top 3 luxury communities in the area where houses are selling for the most amount of money. Yeah, maybe curiosity will get you some clicks, but you're not connecting with your audience.
Yeah.
That's how you lead generate. You gotta have your community. Where are they? You gotta do a messaging that's proper, that they're gonna be intrigued by. That, like, just post one listing and say, this is a great house for a first-time home buyer because of this, and that. Click the link below if you're a first-time home buyer and you want to find out more, right? And you may think, man, am I not alienating some people? Yeah, absolutely. You're alienating some people, but you know what else you're doing? You're connecting with your people.
Right.
But you need to identify who they are.
Bring everybody in, right, Carlos? Like you can't throw everything, like you said, spray and pray. Spray and pray.
Spray
right?
and pray, yeah. Doesn't work, guys.
Yeah. So once you get your leads going and they're coming in, I know what's important is a lead follow-up system, right? And if you're spending money, you want to be able to convert those leads. And if you're a team leader, you want to make sure that your team is converting those leads. So how does one start with a foolproof lead follow-up system?
Yeah. So the number one thing has to be the technology and that level of tool set that's going to allow you to do these things at a scale. Because when you start generating leads, your database is going to grow. You're not going to be able to follow up manually. I found that the hard way because I was trying to follow up manually for people, and I kept writing the same messages. I was like, hey, I sent this message to another lead just an hour ago, and then I sent this message 5 times to the same people. It's like, there's got to be a better way, right? So if you're sending the same thing over and over and over, then why not automate it?
Right.
So having a powerful CRM, is very key. Hopefully, their broker has a great CRM that they can use, and they mastered that tool. The best CRM is the one that you use. All right, that's another thing you want to write that down. You've heard that a million times, but are you really using it?
Everybody always asks, well, which CRM, right?
Yeah. So once you have that, you want to keep it very simple. You want to create a campaign to follow up with those leads based on normally what would you do with a human being that reaches out to you? What's that journey? How would you introduce to them? Would you text them? Would you email them? Would you call them? What would you say? Like if you were trying to sell me a home and I inquire on, let's say I text you today and say, hey, I want to buy a home. What would you do? And then automate that process for you. And that way you can do it with 20 leads, with 40 leads, with 100 leads, with 1,000 leads. I mean, my database right now is into, like 50,000 plus. Wow. So there's no way, I send millions of emails and messages a year. Like I think my messages are like 1 million a month in following up with these leads. And very simple. Don't overcomplicate this. This is not rocket science. All you want to do is think about what would I say, how would I say it, and then just put that into the follow-up system of your CRM. And remember, position yourself as the expert, as the authority in that market, all right? And, providing value. Those are 2 big keys in every little thing I do.
Okay, that's pretty awesome. I love that. when we're talking about teams a little bit, I've been hearing this a lot from agents who are doing well. And I just came back from a conference, and the overwhelming theme is agents wanting to start a team.
Mhm.
Yeah, because it's like the next step, right? So what would you say to the agent out there who's been a little bit successful, they're doing great, and that's their next step? What should they be thinking about, and what kind of things should they be putting in place if they want to start a team?
Yeah, I mean, the first step of having a team is identifying your vision. What kind of team you want to build? What
Mm,
does it look like? Is your team going to be a team where you are supported so that you can sell more houses yourself?
mm,
By having a showing assistant, having an admin, a transaction coordinator. Like what is that
mm,
structure? What does your organizational chart look like right now, and where do you want it into the future? It's different for everybody. For me, I wanted to duplicate myself. That's what I wanted for my team.
mhm,
So what I did was create something that I believed strongly could help any agent be successful if they apply themselves and they focus on the proven process. All right.
mm,
And it worked for me. It got
mhm,
me from broke, struggling, almost getting kicked out of our apartment by my girlfriend because I was not bringing money into the household, and she was killing herself cleaning, and to becoming, a top producer, national, featured, and all this stuff. So it's possible. And then what I told those agents that I wanted to bring into my team was, I'm going to put you in my shoes with the same systems, the same tools, the same lead generation, the same resources that I
mm.
used to get to where I am today. And if you apply it, you'll be successful. And that's very key, DeAnn, and very powerful, because I can sleep at night knowing that, listen, this thing worked for me, and
Mhm.
it can work for anybody else that applies it. And lo and behold, the first agent I ever recruited into my team, my first agent on my team, she's still with me. She's a $10 million producer. She does 30, 40 deals. She's a mom of three. I mean, she's amazing.
Mm,
And she has a super balanced life. She's buying houses for investment. I think she owns like 5 or 6 houses already.
nice.
And, she has been with me, since 2011 when I started my team. So 10 years, right? My second agent, my brother. He's my number two agent on the team right now. I think he's going to do 15, 17 million this year. And
Nice.
again, this is in Orlando, which the average price is like 275.
That's
And
synopsis.
these things work. So identify what made you great, and
Mm,
that's why you bring in value to other people. That's why they want to be in partnership with you in a team, because you bring that value, if that's the way you're going to go. So
mm.
it's a little bit there on that.
I love that. I love that. I think shared vision, right, is important. And also
Absolutely.
knowing the goal. Someone told me when I was talking about starting a team, well, what's the goal? Not just to have a team or to make some more money. There's got to be a goal in sight, definitely, that that's what you're trying to reach, and then kind of plug into that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, with any team, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because people ask me, like, how have you kept some of your agents that long? Like 10 years, 11 years, 6, 7, 8 years. And, my team is super solid. That's why, we sell so many houses. We have a very core group. And the reason is because of what you said. We have a shared vision, and I care about their goals and what they're trying to accomplish. So as a team leader, that's very, very, very important. Understanding that it's about helping them in their
Yeah.
journey to get to where they want to go. And they believe in my vision of getting them there. As a team leader, I'm like, this is the way we're gonna get you to where you're gonna go. and they believe in the system, they believe in the tools, they believe in the resources, and always providing new and exciting opportunities. If somebody's already, at the top of their game and they're the number one agent on the team, how do you keep them excited? How do you add more value? Yeah, how do you create more opportunities? I mean, some of those things I struggle with, before I found EXP. I'll tell you, because it became challenging telling somebody in the eye, hey, you can grow and be as big as you want to be, when in reality I was the team leader and they couldn't be the team leader in my team. In order to be the team leader, they had to leave, right? And a great agent always wants to be you.
Yes.
As your best agent, right? So, at the end of the day, being able to provide those opportunities is very, very key. So EXP allows us to build teams within teams, provide ownership opportunity, which, I couldn't offer before. And, those are some of the value pieces that allowed me to retain some of my agents and keep them longer, for sure, because now they're in ownership with me. They have the same opportunities I have. They can grow as big as they want to grow, and it's just super powerful.
Yeah, I'm so glad you brought that up. It does. The model does give us so much more to offer the people who partner with us than you could ever offer before. And I know that before you moved over to EXP, you had your own indie company. Is that correct?
Yeah, I basically became a broker to house my team on my own brokerage, just basically because the prior broker that I had been with, he closed down, shut down his business. Remember, I started during the recession, so a lot of people didn't make it. And that was tough for me, and I was like, man, that was a bad experience. And I'm just going to go open my own brokerage so I don't experience that again. And at the end of the day, there were a lot of limiting factors in my own brokerage model that EXP was able to remove the shackles from, and give me the opportunity to provide more value to my agents on my team, and also expand into other markets. If I wanted to expand into other markets in a normal model, I couldn't. I couldn't partner with an agent in another state because I would have to become a broker in that market and open an office and do all these things, join the MLS myself. Where in EXP, I can partner, I can collaborate, I can help grow somebody in any market, and that allows me to grow faster. And it allows me to provide more value and make a bigger impact, and leave this world better than it was before I got here.
So was that one of the key factors of why you switched your company over? Was it because of your team, or was there something else that the model solved?
I mean, it started with me personally before it even hit me at the team level, because when EXP was brought to my attention, I was happy. Like, my team was crushing it. I was completely out of production. My team, it would take me 3-4 hours a week to run it. Basically, some key meetings and stuff like that. But I was kind of like looking and trying to see, okay, what's next, with this team, what else can I do? I have been featured on Realtor Magazine 30 Under 30. I was on Forbes. I wrote a book. I was like, okay, what am I going to do? EXP made me realize I was being selfish in a lot of ways because, here I am, I'm young, and I feel on top of the world. I bought a Tesla Model S, top of the line, spent like $130,000 on it. I didn't know what I was doing. So EXP made me realize there was a lot more out there, opened my horizons. And it made me realize that if something happened to me, then, my family didn't know how to run my business. My wife, would be in a very bad spot. I had not set things up properly, and I was like, oh, and then I realized, wait a second. So if that's where I'm at, where are my agents? They have even less opportunity, less assets, less value created than I do.
Mm.
So I have a duty and responsibility, not only for myself, for my family, for my legacy, but also for that of my agents, to explore this model further. And
Mm.
as I started looking into it and unlocking the different, features and benefits, I'm very analytical. So I took a deep dive. I realized that this model was the best thing for my needs, for where I was, where I was trying to go, for the impact that I was trying to make. I felt, I had something really, really awesome that I was giving to some people, but I wasn't even thinking, wait, why not give it to more people? Why not share it with more partners? And EXP brought that kind of unveiling for me, and it just fired me up again, got me back in exciting new challenge. Let's do this kind of mode, which I needed, and the rest is history. Here I am.
I love that so much. Because I'm always thinking when you're speaking with a team leader or a broker owner, and you're explaining to them, this is something that's going to change your life, right? They don't really grasp that, but then they don't realize you're going to change everybody's life, around you. You're going to change all your agents' life. It's a incredible opportunity, I think, not just personally for one of us, but everybody that you bring in under you.
Yeah, I mean, the story is like, I have agents on my team that came with me that through just selling houses have tens of thousands of dollars in stocks in the company.
Yeah.
And that's life changing. Like, I have agents that, because of the healthcare program and the healthcare plan, they've been able to save money. I'm talking about $10,000 a year.
Right.
One is saving $14,000 a year just on healthcare.
Wow.
And I mean, it's really amazing the value that we have, the value that we bring to our agents as team leaders. And the numbers didn't change for me much, even though I was an independent broker. I knew where, because I became an icon agent. So really,
Yes.
my cap wasn't really relevant, right? I've been icon every single time. And icon, for those guys that don't know, basically you get your cap back in stock. So you whatever you paid in commission, in the model, which for us is $16,000 in the cap. Just imagine, your broker writing you a check and saying, "Here you go, take that in ownership back."
That doesn't happen, right? That doesn't happen. Here, have $16,000 worth of stock just because you're doing what you would have done anyways.
Right. Exactly.
Houses, right?
Yeah. So it's been an amazing journey. Definitely life changing for me, my family, for my partners. But what I love the most is, I joined this company doing 27 million in production. This year, we're probably gonna do around triple that. Well, we're definitely gonna do triple that.
Wow.
So my production has grown. My team is happier. We're more fulfilled, and we have no boundaries, no limits, no ceiling of how big we want to go. I have a proven model to get there. So it's been amazing.
That's incredible. I just want to chat real quick about the market. We're in an easy market right now, right? I mean, we have low inventory, but there's buyers everywhere. Interest rates are still low, and people getting in the market or getting into the business. The market's pretty easy. Do you think that there's a shift coming?
Well, I mean, the way that I see it is, it's like a surfer, and it's a wave, and you got to ride the wave in any market. I don't have a crystal ball. I never focus on it. I focus on my skill, on my expertise, and being able to pivot. And in good market, bad market, easy market, it doesn't matter. I started my career in the hardest market there was, a recession, very high inventory. Nobody trusted the market. And it was just hard to get a buyer to actually want to buy, or a seller who could sell because they were underwater. So as long as you're amazing, you bring value, you're an expert, the market doesn't matter. And really, I would tell my clients, I was like, listen, I don't have a crystal ball. All I know is this. This is where we're at today.
Right.
This is what you want and need. And you need to make a decision whether you believe this is the time. That's not for me to make. I'm providing you with the opportunity. I'm helping you find what you want. All I can tell you, if it was me and I was needing this home like you needed, I'd probably move forward, but it is your decision, right? Sure. And that's how I would handle it.
Yeah. So what do you think is some strategies for agents thinking that a shift is coming? What do you think that, how can they prepare for that?
I mean, if you believe the shift is coming and things are going to change, then you just gotta remember one thing, and that is the top dog is gonna win, right? And you gotta become the top dog. You gotta be in the right rooms. You gotta be connected to the right people. You gotta educate. You gotta always be growing, because at the end of the day, no matter what, if you're surrounded with individuals that push you forward, that bring the freshest, the best strategies, that are in the trenches and are in production and are at a level that you want to be in, if you're the smallest fish in the room, you're probably in the right room, and that will propel you no matter what. That's been my story, my journey. Being in the right rooms, being with the right people solves all problems for me, because I'm a great student. No matter what I'm trying to accomplish in my life, I studied. I seek the best to be the best. That's how I handle it. I go out and find who is amazing at this, which mastermind, which community, which books, which podcasts, which whatever are the best. And I go find them so that I can be my best.
I love that. Well, what's next for you and Carlos and team?
Man, we're just continuing to grow, continuing to add value to people's lives. I love being part of people's journey. That fires me up. That fulfills me when I get to add value to somebody and they go, they implement it, they get it done, and then they come back and tell me, man, Carlos, I implemented that strategy that you gave me, and it worked, and it's great, and here's my progress, and I'm like, amazing. That fulfills me. So I'm just scaling that up and doing more of that, making a bigger impact in different ways. Same with my team. I'm growing that. I'm growing my partner base, because I believe through our system, through the content, through what we have proven works, we can change people's lives.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I know you're an open book, Carlos. Where can people reach out to you? Where can they find you?
I mean, Facebook is a great platform. Well, I'm actually out of friends on Facebook. Just text me, 407-744-7190. So, anybody that's interested in mastermind, no, strings attached, no, nothing, feel free to reach out if you have any questions. 407-744-7190. You can find me on Instagram, Carlos German Global, and message me through there. And if I can add value, let me know. I appreciate, DeAnn, the opportunity to continue to, everybody that's watching this. I love it. This woman is a rock star. And again, she is connecting you with people like me. And I highly believe she's bringing you that value and being that instrumental in touching you. You should be connected to her. So make sure.
And we're giving out your phone number.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Make sure you reach out to her, connect with her, and be part of our circle where we're together, helping people grow, making a difference, and making an impact.
Awesome. Thanks, Carlos. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
All right. We'll talk soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.